Greetings, everyone. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Joel Fleck, youth coordinator, recently turned lawnmower for the church. Some of you must have really enjoyed my virtual service from a few months ago because I've been asked to do another one. While I can't promise the same production value from last time, I hope that I can still provide some spiritual nourishment in a very uncertain time. Some of you are probably wondering, what spiritual nourishment could the church's lawnmower operator probably have to offer? Well, let's find out and worship together.
Come, let us sing to the Lord our song. We have stood silently too long. Surely the Lord deserves our praise, so joyfully thank God for our days.
O thirsty soul, come to drink at the well. God's living waters will never fail. Surely the Lord will help you to stand, strengthened and comforted by God's hand.
Among us and cause us to pray and walk with each other, following your way. Our precious brothers and sisters will grow in the fulfilling love they know. Desert shall bloom and mountains shall sing to the desire of all living things. Come all you creatures high and low, let your praises endlessly flow.
The pandemic seems to have put a pause on life. Since life seems to have stopped moving forward, I found myself reflecting a lot on the past. So many memories have resurfaced in the last little while, and lately the nostalgia has been weighing heavily on me. A good friend of mine who is studying neuroscience was recently explaining to me that the part of the brain responsible for memory is also responsible for your senses. This makes a lot of sense to me. I've always subconsciously attached memories to specific scents, places, and especially music. When we first moved into our new house back in October, I would play Van Morrison's Moon Dance on the record player when I would come home from lunch. Now, every time I hear a song from that album, it takes me back to that time. For a brief second, I relive that moment, and it makes me sad that I'll never get to re-experience that part of my life again. I'd like to draw special attention to the music for this service. All of the hymns I've chosen for this service bring me back to a time from what seems like forever ago. In fact, the Prelude I played is a version of Psalm 42. My mom used to hum the melody to me to help me fall asleep when I was very little. After hearing her play it on the piano so many times, I tried to learn it myself, which really says something about the song because piano lessons always seemed like a chore for me growing up. It brings me back to a much simpler time, back when we would all go to church as a family on Sunday mornings and appreciate the calmness of the Sabbath day before another busy week. Nothing would make me happier right now than to attend a service here with my family. This next hymn is actually an excerpt taken from Gustav Holst's orchestral suite, The Planets. It is one of the most recognizable melodies from the suite, coming from the middle section of the Jupiter movement. I don't know when I first heard the melody, or whether I heard the hymn or its source material first, but it is an absolutely beautiful song and remains one of my favorite hymns to this day. I'd also like to take this time to thank Emily Severson for providing her beautiful vocals. She did so on short notice and saved all of you from having to listen to me sing. Without further ado, this is O God Beyond All Praising.
Oh,
So many memories from this sanctuary. I remember coming up here for children's time so long ago, then running downstairs with all the other kids for Sunday school. Not too long ago, the youth group would spend our evenings here during the spring for cantata rehearsals, fooling around, breaking things, drinking a ridiculous amount of 7-Eleven Slurpees. But despite our horsing around, we would always seem to come through in the end. I remember being here for Christmas Eve services. If there was one moment when I felt most connected with God, it was when the lights went off and we would all sing Silent Night in the candlelight. To me, it was always the happiest time of year. Despite the cold outside, everything always seemed to warm up when I was surrounded by people I loved. So many memories in this place. To see it empty and unused, it breaks my heart. Is this really the right mindset to have, though? To think with longing and nostalgia? Perhaps the Bible has the answers. Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 9. Only give heed to yourself and keep your soul diligently, so that you do not forget the things which your eyes have seen, and they do not depart from your heart all the days of your life, but make them known to your sons and grandsons. And from Romans chapter 15, verse 4. For whatever was written in earlier times was written for our instruction, so that through perseverance and the encouragement of the Scriptures we might have hope. We often hear that we shouldn't live in the past. However, I find that somewhat misleading. It's from our past interactions, experiences, successes, and failures that we grow as human beings. It's our past shared experience that connects us through the Spirit. Is it right to sit here in the sanctuary, wishing things could go back to the way they once were? This next hymn is another that throws me back into my oldest memories. The hymn comes from an old Welsh folk song called the Ash Grove, and it is another one of my favorite hymns from Voices United. I don't think I ever really listened to the lyrics until I recorded about 30 takes of it this past weekend. If you listen hard enough, you might be able to hear me trying to sing along in the background. It's just too beautiful of a hymn not to. This is Let All Things Now Living.
Let all things now living, a song of thanksgiving to God our Creator, triumphantly raise, who fashioned and made us, protected and stayed us, by guiding us on to the end of our days. God's banners are o'er us, pure light goes before us, a pillar of fire shining forth in the night, till shadows have vanished and darkness is banished, as forward we travel from light into light. By law God enforces the stars in their courses, and sun in its orbit obediently shine. The hills and the mountains, the rivers and fountains, the depths of the ocean proclaim God divine. We too should be voicing our love and rejoicing with glad adoration, a song let us raise, till all things now living, a sight in thanksgiving to God in the highest, Hosanna and praise.
By law, God enforces the stars in their courses, and the sun in its orbit obediently shine. The world will continue on, regardless of whether we accept it or not. The church will grow and change, and perhaps it'll never be like it was 10 years ago. But that is why we must learn to grow with it. While people may come and go, the power that connects us to the Spirit remains constant, so long as we allow it. We shouldn't look back with longing or to relive memories, but to recenter ourselves and ask, what is our purpose? It is through our memories and experience that we learn to grow and overcome adversity. When we look back on this moment down the road, will it be a memory of melancholy and longingness, or will it be one of a testament to the power of congregation, that despite all the adversity and tribulation, we forged ahead and continued on our faith journeys? While there is no telling what lies ahead, it is a journey that is best traveled as a community of faith. The United Church has always been such an important part of my upbringing, and I intend to keep it with me for the future. The last hymn I've chosen comes from the Scottish folk song Kelvin Grove, and it is a call for you to join me as we continue into the unknown. I'd like to close today's worship with the words of the prophet Isaiah. Remember not the former things, nor consider the things of old. Behold, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs forth. Do you not perceive it? I will make a way in the wilderness and rivers in the desert. Go in peace, friends.
Will you come and follow me if I but call your name? Will you go where you don't know and never be the same? Will you let my love be shown? Will you let my name be known? Will you let my life be grown in you and you in me?
Will you leave yourself behind if I but call your name? Will you care for cruel and kind and never be the same? with a hostile stare? Should your life attract or scare? Will you let me answer prayer in you and you in me?
Will you let the blinded see if I but call your name? Will you set the prisoners free and never be the same? Will you kiss the leper clean and do such as this unseen and admit you what I mean in you and you in me?
Will you love the you hide if I but call your name? Will you quell the fear inside and never be the same? Will you use the faith you found to reshape the world around through my sight and touch and sound in you and you in me? Christ, your summons echoes true when you but call my name. Let me turn and follow you and never be the same. In your company I'll grow, will your love and footsteps show? Thus I'll move and live and grow.